Hi there, in this screencast I'm going to show you how to add a background to your game. So background is really, image is really nothing except a rectangle, just as your sprites are. The only difference is you make it take up the entire screen, and it needs to be the first thing you draw because images are layered in Visual Studio. And that means when your program's running, the order that the draw statements in the draw method are encountered is the order that those sprite images are layered, so that the first rectangle is drawn and then the next one that is drawn is put on top of the other one. So if you draw your background first, everything will appear on top of it. If you draw it, if you have it as the last draw statement, it will cover up everything, which is what you don't want. Okay, so let's see how we're going to make a background. So we're going to need to declare another rectangle, and I'm going to call it background rec. So up underneath where I declare my other variables, I'm going to declare a background rec, and now I'm going to declare an individual texture. So you have to add this on its own line of code, since it's not an array of texture 2D images, it's just an individual one. So I'm going to call it background texture. Oh, and I can see I made okay, so now I need to go down to the initialize method, and I need to actually, where I create my monster rectangle, I'm going to also create the background rectangle. So I need to add this line. Okay, its location is going to be 0, 0, because it's in the upper left hand corner of the screen is where the upper left hand corner of the background needs to be. And its width is going to be screen width, and then its height is going to be the screen height. Okay, so that makes the rectangle. Now I need to load my background image. So first you want to add it to your game. So you go over to Solution Explorer and you right click on Content, you do Add Existing Item, you browse, you find your image, you click on it. It should now appear in the content. Mine's called bk_swamp.jpg. So it's ready to load into my texture 2D variable for the background. So I'm going to say background texture equals this dot content dot load texture 2D, and then in quotation marks I put the exact name of the file without the extension that goes with it. So I don't put .jpg. Alright, and now I'm ready to draw my background down in the draw statement, or draw method. So this draw statement has to come after spritebatch.begin. In fact, it should really be the first thing that you draw. So I'm going to say spritebatch.draw, and now I say background texture, background rec, and then I'm going to do tinting of color.white. Alright, and now when I run my game, I should have a background that takes up the entire screen if I didn't forget something. Yep, there I am. Okay, makes your game a lot more interesting when you have a background. And later I'll show you how to make a scrolling background in a different screencast if you're interested in that, in making a side-scrolling game.